everybody, I'm gonna read this book called Cactus Hotel. It's definitely one of my favorites. Oh, it's beautiful. Look at all those cacti. On a hot, dry day in the desert, a bright red fruit falls from a tall saguaro cactus. Plop. It splits apart on the sandy floor. 2,000 black seeds glisten in the sunlight. When the air cools in the evening, an old pack rat comes out and eats the juicy fruit, then skitters away across the sand. A seed left clinging to their whiskers falls off under a palo verde tree. It is a good place for the seed to drop. A spotted ground squirrel looking for something to eat does not see it. A house finch chirping high in the palo verde does not see it. After many dry days, a heavy rain falls in the desert. Soon, a young cactus sprouts up from the ground. Slowly, slowly, the seedling grows. The palo verde protects it from the hot summer sun and the cold winter nights. After 10 years, the cactus is only 4 inches high. Wow. It's just big enough for desert ants to climb its spiny sides. Do you guys know how tall 4 inches is? Maybe you could get out a tape measure and see. It's pretty tiny still after 10 years. Wow. After a rainstorm, when the desert blooms with color, the cactus pulls in water with its long roots and looks fat. A young pack rat stops to drink the water that drips off the tree, then scurries off, looking for a dry place to make a nest. When there is no rain, the cactus uses up all the water it has stored inside and looks thin. The palo verde loses its tiny leaves, but there is always some shade for the cactus below. After 25 years, the cactus is 2 feet tall. A jackrabbit cools off beside it and gnaws on the green pulp. But when a coyote moves in the distance, the jackrabbit disappears into a nearby hole. I think that's the hole, maybe. After 50 years, the cactus stands 10 feet tall and looks straight and strong beside the old palo verde. For the very first time, brilliant yellow and white flowers appear at the top of the cactus. Every spring from now on, the flowers were open for one night only and then close in the heat of the day. They beckon like a welcoming signal across the desert. At different times of the day and night, birds, bees, and bats come for the nectar. The flowers dry up, and after a month, the bright red fruit, filled with black seeds, is ripe and ready. A gala woodpecker comes to eat. They look around the cactus and decide to stay. They have found the perfect place in the desert to begin a new hotel. The woodpecker goes right to work, and the only tool they need is its long, hard beak. Tap, tap, tap. They bore into the flesh of the cactus. Tap, tap, tap. They dig deep inside to make a space that is comfortable and roomy. The cactus is not harmed. It forms a tough scab all around the hole to protect itself from drying out. The woodpecker gets a waterproof nest that is shady on hot days and warm and insulated on frosty nights. And the cactus gets something in return. The woodpecker likes to eat the insects that can bring disease to the cactus. It's a great trade. After 60 years, the Cactus Hotel is 18 feet tall. To add more space, it begins to grow an arm. A woodpecker has a new hole in the trunk. Further up, a white-winged dove makes a nest on the arm. And down below, an old hole is discovered by an elf owl. The birds feel safe living up high in the prickly plant, where nothing, maybe like this coyote, can reach them. All around the desert, there are holes of every size. For ants, mice, lizards, snakes, rabbits, and foxes. After 150 years, there are holes of every size in the cactus too. The giant plant has finally stopped growing. It is 50 feet tall, wow, with 7 long branches. It weighs 8 tons, about as much as 5 automobiles. Everyone wants to live in the Cactus Hotel. Birds lay eggs, and pack rats raise their young. Even insects and bats live here. When one animal moves out, another moves in, and every spring they come for a special treat of nectar and juicy red fruit. Finally, after 200 years, the cactus sways in a gust of wind and falls with a thud to the sandy floor. Its great thorny arms crumble in the crash. The creatures that lived up high must find other homes, but those that prefer to live down low move right in. A millipede, a scorpion, many ants and termites quickly find homes in the toppled hotel. After many months, all that remains are the wooden ribs that supported the cactus while it stood so tall. A collared lizard dashes over the top looking for insects. A ground snake huddles in the shade below. And all around, there is a forest of cacti, slowly growing in the desert. Through hot and cold, wet and dry, some will survive long enough to become other cactus hotels. I love that book. I love giant saguaro cactus. Maybe you've seen one growing in your neighborhood. Thanks for reading with me. Bye.